If you ask me what my favorite game is, I'd probably tell you Far Cry 4. I've been playing this game for about a decade, and what better way to make an old game new is with a challenge. So today we find out if you can beat Far Cry 4 while using the worst gun in the game. Now before I get into the rules, a lot of you might be wondering, what is the worst gun in this game? There are two guns many would agree are the worst, that being the 6P9 and the Mark IV revolver. So let's have a look at both these weapons. First up is the 6P9. Now it does have the lowest damage in the game, however its other stats really aren't that bad for a handgun. It is also fully customizable with a night sight, suppressor, and extended magazine. It is also semi-automatic, and it really isn't a bad gun for stealth if you haven't unlocked any of the signatures, or if you haven't unlocked the autocross yet. But that's the only thing it really has going for it. Outside of stealth, it's pretty trash. Now let's look at the Mark IV revolver. Yes, its damage is slightly higher than the 6P9, however, its other stats are way worse. It is also one of the only guns in the game you cannot customize. You cannot change this gun in any way. It is also single action. That means every time you fire the gun, you have to cock the hammer manually. So its fire rate is pretty shitty. It's really bad. Now with that said, I believe the Mark IV is the worst gun in the game. Yes, you can argue the 6P9 is, but in my opinion, I think the Mark IV is just because of how bad the stats and everything else are. Now it's time to go over the rules, and there are quite a few, so sit down and listen. So here they are. I must use the worst gun the entire game. Pretty obvious, but I am allowed to hold other weapons as long as I don't use them. I also cannot use takedowns or any throwables. Throwables being stuff like throwing knives, grenades, the raw meat, Molotovs, all that. I'm not counting rocks as throwables because those aren't going to kill anybody, and if they do, you gotta throw like 20 of them. Using weapons in cutscenes is allowed, but you actually don't need to if you just wait long enough. Same goes for QuickTime events. I will not be counting QuickTime events because those happen at random when animals attack you. It's out of my control. I'm not counting them. Signature weapons are off limits. Yes, the Mark IV revolver does have a signature, but it is way better than the default version, so I will not be using it. Now it's time for the controversial rules. I am allowed to use C4, but I can only use it if it is to blow up an obstacle. There are parts in the game where you need to blow up doors or blow up gates. You cannot progress without doing that. I will not be counting it unless I kill someone doing it. Killing with vehicles is also fine, however, I'm not going to go out of my way to do it. That being said, elephants are off limits. Those things are beasts. Those things are fucking overpowered. And lastly, environmental kills are allowed. Now, what are environmental kills? It's like shooting an explosive barrel or shooting a cage to let an animal out. Those are fine because the gun causes it to happen. So yeah, that's about it. Let's finally play this game. I arrived on a bus in Kirat holding my mother's ashes, and my boy Darpan was there. If you don't fuck with Darpan, I don't fuck with you. Not that monkey, no, that's not him. There he is, yeah. And my boy Darpan got me. Look at him slipping me 100, so sly, so sexy. He's giving that shit away like I'm a stripper in Vegas. Anyways, enough about Darpan. The bus got stopped and they shot it up. I got shot right in the face, but they missed. I don't know how. Like, I actually have no idea how they did that. Point blank shot and you fucking miss? Who the fuck trained these guys? How do you even miss that? You have to go out of your way to miss that. Anyways, Pagan showed up, inserted his pen into this guy, and Darpan giving him that stone cold response, not saying shit to him. Me and Pagan took a photo together, and he must have thought I was like looking fly as a motherfucker because, yeah, he kidnapped me. It wasn't so bad though. He took me out to dinner with, Deplore and, Darpan. Yeah, we're having a good old... Oh, shit. You good, Darpan? Oh. I mean, it's not so bad. Look, the guards are taking you straight to the infirmary. It'll be okay. It'll be okay, Darpan. He's probably fine. I met up with Sabal and I made my escape. Once you're in the truck, you get the shittiest machine pistol in the game. Just don't fire it and you'll be fine. I got into a little fender bender. got the kukri, and now I was on my way. This part's really easy, just distract everybody with rocks or run straight past them. I did some badass platforming and made my way up to the tower. A bunch of dudes showed up, so I sat in the corner and let everybody else do the killing for me. I got hit by an avalanche. Thankfully, Sabal, saved me, cause, plot armor. He took me to his home village where I met my third least favorite character. Amita did some rambling and Sabal was just like, yeah, ignore that bitch, bro, and then walked off. I met up with him again and he was comforting a guy who thought he could recreate Mirror's Edge, so naturally I volunteered myself to do what he couldn't. Sabal says to me, and I quote, "Way to step up, brother. There's no one guarding it, but it's a tricky climb." I want to tell you something right now. That's a fat fucking lie. Anyways, I made my way to the bell tower, and keep in mind, I did not have a gun at this point. Yes, I could have bought it from the merchant in town, but I didn't. I don't know why, I just didn't. Once I got there, I nabbed the grappling hook and climbed up. Yeah, no one guarding it, my ass. These guys falling from the sky, goddamn. Anyways, I just ran past everybody and hijacked it. Afterwards, I listened to Amita yap and made the wise decision to, actually buy the gun. For my next mission, an old lady had me killing wolves, nothing too notable. Afterwards, I hit up my boy Longinus, and Banapur got attacked. He gave me a free gun, which I threw away immediately. Once I made it there, I just cleared everybody out, nothing too challenging. I saved a child from a burning building, and all the townspeople just loved me after. I was the town hero. Oh, there's actually no one here. They all died, I guess. Well, unlike those pussies, I was still alive, and I headed to my next mission, which was saving hostages. This is where I ran into my first real problem, because you're not supposed to alert the guards, and I can't do stealth. So I just said, fuck it, shot a beehive, hit a nasty headshot on a guy, cleared out everybody, but I did lose 2 hostages, but they don't matter. Next, I had to clear out my first outpost. It is not hard, just shoot the lock on the elephant cage, and it'll just kill everyone. On to the next mission. You know that bad bitch tomboy gassing me up, talking about, you're the son of Mohan Gale, you're the son of this, you're the... Oh my fucking god. I don't even remember what I was gonna say. That fucking emergency test actually pissed me off. Anyways, for the split path mission, I chose Sabal. He had me doing tower defense against hunters, which are annoying as fuck, but they're nothing I can't handle. Once I fended off the attackers, I ran up the hill and cleared the rest out of their little encampment and completed the mission. I quickly hit up Herc and then I went off to do my next task. I interrupted Sabal's bondage and he told me to piss off to a monastery, so I did. I won't bother you with the details, all you do is light candles. Oh, and you also get attacked. This part was actually pretty difficult just because there's so many guys and I can't really mow everybody down like I usually do. And they're lighting bombs at the same time, so you kind of have to watch out for everything. One thing I didn't watch out for was ammo, and I actually ran out after I missed my last shot on a guy who was sitting still. Anyways, after killing the last dude and finishing the thing, I went and spoke to Badra. She told me I had a family estate, but besides that, she just wanted to waste my goddamn time. So I decided to fly my way there, where I met my 2 least favorite characters in all of gaming. Yeah, I'm talking about Yogi and Reggie. Fucking Tweeter D and Tweeter Dumb. I hate these guys with like a passion. A straight passion. All the hate in my heart goes towards these guys. Like, I'd rather cut off my penis than speak to them. Luckily, the first quest they give you isn't so bad, but any other quest they want you to do, they fucking drug you, and the parts where you get high in this game are annoying as shit. So yeah, they drugged me. I woke up naked and tied up by 2 women with their tits out, and if you actually didn't know, that's how I usually start my mornings in real life. Sometimes it's dudes, but most of the time it's women like this. Anyways, I just thought I'd throw in a cool fun fact about myself. I got shoved into the arena, I also got a knife full of AJ's Winky, and then round 1 began. Hey, you might want to sit down for this part. No, you can't beat the game with the worst weapon. Because you need to kill everybody here. You need to win the arena. And, you can't get the Mark IV revolver at this part. Maybe you can. People can throw guns down from the crowd, but in order to have that happen, you have to kill people. So, yeah. This was hard for me. I was really sad to hear the news, and yeah, I had to take a couple days off work and really just think about life and all that. Yeah. Anyways, no matter how demoralizing it was, I'm still gonna complete the game. So I won the arena. Nora decided to tell me her family history. I didn't really care, so I just left. I had to meet up with Thing 1 and Thing 2 again. They told me about this like spiritual painting that used to be in the house. It has a name, I'm just not gonna butcher its pronunciation. But how unfortunate for me that it's in pieces and scattered everywhere that you have to go find, like a nice little scavenger hunt. However, you only have to do one and all the other ones are optional, which is a godsend because this questline sucks ass. In fact, I'm not even gonna bother you with what went on. All I'll say is, I didn't kill anybody. The tiger did for me. And if you got a problem with that, I really don't care. When I was done doing what I needed to do, I probably woke up in the worst way possible. So I had to get the fuck out of there, and I hit up my boy Longinus once again. He sent me to the Himalayas to kill dudes and find diamonds. Pretty nice, actually. Way better than what I just fucking went through with that spiritual bullshit. The only real trouble I had was with wolves. They were just really on my ass and annoying, but besides that, there isn't much to say about this part. Just go to all the shipment locations until you find the diamonds and then leave. For my next mission, Amita and Sabal are arguing once again. They're like an unhappy married couple. Obviously, I chose Sabal's side. He wanted me to go burn down a bunch of drugs, so I guess I got to. Now, this part was really difficult, mainly just because there's a lot of guys coming after you at once. They had everything on me. They had snipers, infantry, armored infantry, shotgunners, guys with knives running at me. Not to mention, they kept turning on the water to the fields and stopping the fire. After about 20 minutes, I only had like 90% of the stuff done. Now, I did use a Molotov to finish off one of the fields. I don't know if you want to count that. I'm not because it didn't kill anybody, but say whatever you want. I destroyed the last thing of drugs and finally finished this mission. Next up, I had to go and talk to Amita. She wanted me to protect these ancient statues, so I made my way there. I blew open the gate and there was a lot of guys here. Although I did have a grand strategy. Hide behind this rock and wait for everybody to come to me. And, of course, you know, it worked. Worked a little too well in my opinion. Anyways, I dealt with the snipers and reinforcements came. In all honesty, this wasn't that bad. I thought it'd be way more difficult than it actually was, but if you just keep the high ground, no one can really touch you. That is till a fucking helicopter came. Yeah, you cannot shoot this thing down with the revolver. I tried, I really did, but you have to use the RPG. Maybe you can shoot it down with the Mark IV, but I just couldn't do it. I tried for like 10 minutes and nothing happened. Nora ended up telling me that Paul's gonna go home, so let's go kidnap him. My first step is break into this warehouse and try to get into a slave truck. Just throw rocks, just distract people, and you'll get in. Now that I was in Paul's cool-ass party compound, I had the free slaves. And there's a problem with that. I can't alert anybody, and I can't use takedowns. The first thing I tried was just not killing the guard and freeing the hostage, but that didn't work. You have to kill him. So that's out of the question. The only way I was actually able to free the hostage was if the guard was already alerted, but he was most likely gonna see me. Wait, what the fuck? Okay, so apparently if you killed the guard and free the hostage, you'll still get it? The hostage will still be free even though you failed? You know what? That's fine with me. So, yeah, I exploited that. I saved the last hostage and then I became one myself. Paul took the bag off my head. I stood up and I headbutted him square in the face. I picked up his body trying to ignore the fact that that actually really hurt and I might have a little tear in my eye from it. I hauled his fat ass to the car, no problem. I drove him back to the Golden Path where they let him off to be tortured. And of course Sabal was following close behind because if there's a captured enemy, you know he's living out his S&M fantasies on them. But hey, I'm not here to kink shame, okay? I'm not here to judge, you know. Maybe I'm into that too. Maybe, you know what, if someone asked me, hey, you want to try out some BDSM? You know, maybe I would. Maybe I would. And, got a little caught up there, my bad. For my next Golden Path mission, once again, it was choose your adventure, so I chose Sabal. He wanted me to go into this tea factory and blow it up because drugs are in there, and drugs are bad. Yes, they are bad, believe it or not. All I needed to do was destroy the cables supporting the chimney, blow up the chimney, go inside, plant the charges, and then blow the whole thing up. Oh man, this will be so badass, just you watch. I destroyed the cables. I destroyed the chimney. I planted the explosives, and nothing happened. The charges went off, and that should have completed the mission, so I don't know, it's just a weird bug. I even reloaded my last checkpoint and still nothing. And I tried that about 10 times. Nope, nothing. So I just said fuck it, and I restarted the entire mission from the beginning. Because, okay, maybe that'll fix it. And you know what? Maybe it will. Maybe it will. I'm back at the brick factory, and now I gotta do all this fucking shit again. Oh my god. Fire. Of course. Yep, of course it didn't work. Oh, man. Oh, I don't want to have to do this shit again. I guess I gotta do Amita's mission now. There's a reason I wasn't picking hers. It's because you get high in this mission. And I fucking hate getting high in Far Cry. Sucks major ass. Oh my god, guys, look. I beat it. I beat it. But let's pretend that was Suckball's mission and not Amita's. These two are arguing once again, and now I get to become an assassin! How exciting is that? One thing I found kind of funny is Nor's like one of Pagan's top guys, and this place has no guards. There's like nobody guarding it. Anybody could come in here and just fuck her shit up. Anyways, I confronted Nor, which was actually just aiming a gun at her until she noticed me. I told her her family died, and yeah, she didn't take that too well. I know in her mind she thought that was like some badass shit. Fucking loser. Next up, a guy named Willis contacted me on the radio, and he made me go to an airport. I can already tell you right now, the airport's not possible. Why? Because you need to kill the snipers, but you can't alert anybody, so can't shoot my gun. I have to use takedowns or throwing knives. Once I killed them, Willis showed up. Now for this part, the game wants you to use the sniper, but you actually don't need to. You can just go down there and wipe everybody out. It's not hard, just don't let Willis die and you'll be good. And of course, fucking helicopter showed up. You can probably expect how that went. I did some Tom Cruise Mission Impossible shit, and finally freed my Willy. Willy then wanted me to go to the Himalayas to kill generals, and oh my god. I almost cried. I'm not even ashamed to admit that. I almost did. And the reason for that being, you kill a lieutenant and you loot his corpse, but then there's another one. And then you do it again and there's another one. There's like 8 of these guys. And on top of that, this is just what a taste of North Kirat is gonna be like. These guys have the same loadouts. And they're kicking my ass. I almost gave up. I almost did. Alright, anyways. This took me a good hour and a half to beat, but now that I rewatched this footage, it was probably because I was playing like I had my head in my ass. After I finally finished it, Willy took me straight back. It's the same deal as before, except this time they throw in a little twist. You have to kill him with a knife. How great is that? I get to fail my own challenge again. Afterwards, I did some sick-ass shit in a wingsuit, made my landing as graceful as a swan, met up with Willis, and wow. Okay. What a dick. That ended up getting me captured, so, you know, thanks for that. Now, what I've learned in life is that there's always gonna be bad people, but even bad people have done good things. Now, what I'm trying to get at is there's always gonna be good within bad. There's always gonna be light within the darkness. And the light within this darkness? Well, it's sitting right in front of you. Yeah, you know it's Yuma. Like, come on, do I even need to explain myself? No, I don't. Unfortunately, though, we gotta escape the prison. I know, I wish I could stay too. All you need to do is build a grappling hook, avoid demons, and rappel down the mountain. There is a slave camp at the bottom of the mountain, but just sneak past everybody and blow open the gate. Now, I did kill 2 dogs doing so, but it was super avoidable. I kind of just threw a grenade in panic because I wasn't planning on the gate having a lock on it. I thought it was wide open and you could just run out. I ended up getting saved once again by, plot armor. I talked to Amita and she said it's time to take the north. Based on what I went through in the Himalayas, I know this is going to be awful. I know North Kirat's gonna bend me over and ram me. Oh my god. But first, we were gonna need a fuel truck. For this part, you're supposed to put C4, landmines, whatever your heart desires all over the road. But I had a better plan. And what was that plan? Ram my truck straight into the convoy, get out and do fuck all. I don't even know what I was trying to do here. It obviously didn't work because I ended up chasing the truck back to where it's supposed to go. After clearing everybody out, I took the truck to the bridge and blew it up. Now I just needed to kill everybody on the inside. It was such a pushover. Until the reinforcements from North Kirat showed up. Yeah, these guys, they mean business. The best strategy I had was peek over the side and shoot them, or wait till they come to me and shoot them. That plan worked way better than the last one, and now I have access to the north. I met up with some rebels and Pagan showed up and did some of his dictator-y stuff, I guess you could call it. I don't fucking know. Anyways, I chased him with the helicopter and I accidentally killed him with the propellers. I didn't know you could do that until now. This is how I found out you could do that. So, my bad. Oh, but it turns out that was just a body double. Because that would have been a really shitty ending to this game if you just killed them like that. Afterwards, I had to go into the abandoned gold mines and, look for Yuma. What can I say? And what I can say is this part is a pain in the fucking ass. Yeah, you're back in that demon world again. Although it's not as bad as the last mission that had it, but not by much. It's like going from getting punched in the balls with brass knuckles to bare-fisted. It sucks either way, and I'd just rather not do it. I'm also forced to use a bow in this part, so there goes the challenge again. At least there's always an upside. Oh, Yuma, my true love. Nothing can come between us now. Just take my gun. It's okay. It's alright. Yuma, what is this? Yuma, no, Yuma, I'm not a bottom. Yuma, I'm not a bottom. I don't fly that way. I don't fly that way, Yuma. No. I can't believe something that big could have fit in me. I've never even seen one that big before. I don't even know how it got pulled out of me. And what I mean by that is this arrow I'm pulling out of my arm. Yeah, you thought I meant something else, didn't you? You dirty dog. You dirty bird. What a sick mind you have. I would never make a sex joke. That's just foul. Anyways, I fucked up the boss and turns out it's actually Yuma. Whoa, didn't see that one coming. With her dead, now it's time for my next thing to do. And that is securing a temple and disarming bombs, and also dying right away as soon as I step on shore. And I just want to say, this gun fucking sucks. It wasn't so bad in the first area because those guys didn't really have any armor. Well, these guys do, and this thing's like a pea shooter. It takes forever to kill them. You pretty much just need to hit headshots to take anybody down. And in this part, you have to fend off reinforcements in waves. It's awful, it takes forever. But I did manage to do it and complete the mission. And you want to know what I had to do right after that? The exact same thing. Yep, the next mission is the exact same thing of you fending off waves, except this one's a little bit easier than the other one. And now it's time for my favorite part of the game. Yeah, it's killing Amita. Oh my god, she has it coming. I hate her so much. Oh my god, she had to go. She really did. Now you might be wondering why I don't like Amita so much. It's just because she's a fucking asshole the entire game. Like, she actually needs to smoke a joint or something. She needs to chill out and not be a dick. Like, sure, she's got a whole war under her belt and, like, that stupid-ass teenage kid. But, like, Sabal has a whole war under his belt, and he's not an asshole. He's a really nice guy. Like, I'd chill and have a beer with that guy. Now, I know Sabal does end up executing innocent civilians at the end of the game, but so does Amita, so that just kind of cancels each other out. Got a little sidetracked. Anyways, I blasted a hole in her chest. You're dead. Alright, no one's gonna remember you. Just die. End of story. And speaking of end of story, it is now the final mission in the game. And boy, does it feel like it. This is harder than anything I've done so far. There are so many guys. There is just so much you have to do. It's insane. I managed to get into the fortress and blow open the gate on my first try, but securing the courtyard, I don't even want to talk about it. It was brutal. I died maybe 3 or 4 times, which was actually way less than I thought I would. The main problem I was having was capturing the little objectives you have to do. It was just really difficult to defend with this weapon. That's the main thing. I was just getting really frustrated and pissed. But after capturing the armory and the other 2, I regrouped with the golden path. And for one final thing that this game has me doing, it's repel waves. This is the 3rd mission in a row where you're repelling waved attacks. Dude, oh my fucking god. Oh my god, I can't do this. And there's a helicopter as well. But yeah, that took forever to do. But my reward was blowing up a pagan statue. And you know what? It was worth it. But even better, I get to meet the man himself. He had quite a nice dinner laid out for us. And you know what? I respect a guy with good taste in food. So of course I let him live. In return, he took me to Lakshmana, which is the entire reason I'm even in Kirat. And as I watched him fly away, I felt something linger over me. And that was the end credits. Yeah, I'm glad this is fucking over. Oh my god, that took so long. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. If you've made it this far, it means a lot to me. If you've watched this entire thing, thank you. It really means a lot for someone to watch something I made all the way through. If you liked the video, then leave a like, maybe even subscribe. If you didn't, then leave a dislike. That's what it's there for. Leave a comment if you want. Maybe even give me a suggestion on what kind of video you want to see. I'm always open to new ideas. Always open for anything. Yeah.